2,000 years before history learned how to write itself, the Greeks told a story about a god who chose humanity over heaven. His name was Prometheus, and his punishment would last forever. Prometheus was a titan, born in the age before Zeus ruled the sky. The Titans were older than the Olympian gods, shaped by raw forces of the universe rather than law or hierarchy. Where Zeus ruled through command and fear, Prometheus ruled through foresight. His name meant exactly that: forethought, the ability to see consequences before they arrived. When the world was young, humans already existed, but barely. They were weak, scattered, and helpless against the land that surrounded them. They had no cities, no metal, no written language, and no fire. They lived as animals lived, hiding from storms, freezing through nights, and dying quickly. To the gods, humanity was insignificant, a brief and replaceable creation meant only to offer sacrifice and praise. Prometheus did not see them that way. According to the myth, it was Prometheus who shaped humanity from clay, molding their bodies in the image of the gods. Athena, goddess of wisdom, breathed life into them. But once they lived, the gods abandoned them. Zeus had no intention of making humans strong. Weak beings were easier to rule. Ignorant beings asked fewer questions. Fire was kept from humanity deliberately. Fire was sacred. It belonged to Olympus alone. Fire meant warmth, protection, cooking, metalwork, and eventually civilization. Fire would allow humans to rise beyond survival. Zeus understood that once humans possessed fire, they would no longer be entirely dependent on the gods. Prometheus understood this too. The first conflict between Prometheus and Zeus did not begin with fire, but with sacrifice. At the city of Mycone, humans prepared an offering to the gods, and Prometheus was chosen to divide it. He separated a great ox into 2 portions. In one pile, he placed the best meat, but hid it beneath the animal's stomach and entrails. In the other, he placed only bones, covering them in shining white fat. When Zeus arrived, Prometheus invited him to choose which portion would belong to the gods forever. Zeus chose the pile of fat and bones. In that moment, sacrifice was defined. Humans would keep the meat, and the gods would receive bones and smoke. Zeus realized he had been tricked, and though he accepted the arrangement, his anger toward Prometheus grew. To punish humanity for this deception, Zeus sent fire away from them entirely, plunging them back into darkness and cold. Prometheus watched humans suffer once again. He watched them freeze. He watched them starve. He watched them lose what little progress they had gained, and he decided that obedience was no longer worth the cost. Prometheus climbed to Olympus in secret. From the forge of Hephaestus, god of fire and metal, he stole a single flame. He hid it inside a hollow fennel stalk and carried it down to earth. When he gave fire back to humanity, he gave them more than heat. He gave them possibility. Humans learned quickly. They learned to cook food, harden weapons, shape tools, and protect themselves from beasts. Fire became the center of human life, and from it came craft, memory, and eventually knowledge. Zeus noticed. The king of the gods saw smoke rising from human settlements, not smoke of sacrifice, but smoke of use. He saw humans standing upright, no longer cowering in the dark. He saw the future forming, and it terrified him. This time Zeus did not hesitate. He punished both humanity and Prometheus. To humanity, Zeus sent Pandora, the first woman created by the gods and given a sealed jar. When Pandora opened it, sickness, suffering, labor, and death escaped into the world. Hope alone remained inside, trapped but present. Prometheus, however, would face a different fate. Zeus ordered him bound to a remote mountain at the edge of the world. Chains stronger than iron held him fast, and he could not move. Each day a great eagle descended from the sky and tore into Prometheus's body, devouring his liver. Each night the organ regenerated, and the pain began again at dawn. This was not a punishment meant to kill, it was a punishment meant to last. Prometheus endured agony without end, knowing exactly why it happened. He had seen the future and accepted it. Even as centuries passed, he did not repent. According to the myth, he even continued to defy Zeus by refusing to reveal a prophecy that threatened Zeus's rule. Eventually, long after humans had built cities and kings, Prometheus was freed by Heracles. But the meaning of his suffering remained. Prometheus was the first figure in myth to openly oppose the gods for the sake of humanity. He was not driven by ambition or revenge, but by belief that humans deserved knowledge, even if it cost him everything. That belief did not disappear with myth. It repeated itself throughout history. Every society has its gods. Sometimes they are rulers. Sometimes they are institutions. Sometimes they are laws, corporations, or ideologies. And like Zeus, they often fear one thing above all else: knowledge in the hands of ordinary people. Those who challenge power rarely do so without consequence. Whistleblowers who expose corruption are punished, not celebrated. Innovators who disrupt systems are resisted, not welcomed. Individuals who reveal uncomfortable truths are labeled traitors, criminals, or threats to order. Like Prometheus, they are rarely destroyed immediately. Instead, they are isolated, discredited, endlessly punished. Their suffering serves as a warning to others. And yet, like fire, truth spreads. Once knowledge enters society, it cannot be fully taken back. Even when the messenger is broken, the message survives. Prometheus understood this before any human did. That is why his story endured. Not because of gods or monsters, but because it reflects a pattern as old as power itself. The fear of losing control and the price paid by those who refuse to obey. Prometheus did not hate the gods because they were cruel. He hated them because they were afraid. And in choosing humanity over heaven, he became something the gods never were: mortal in suffering, eternal in legacy,